Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome folks, Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another mini preview, and today we are talking about Buru. Now you'll see that it's just a cheesily added in image of Buru up there in the corner, and that's because I haven't actually gotten a copy of this. I did not get a preview copy. In fact, I am doing this mostly out of my relative excitement about the game. I got to do a demo of it on Tabletop Simulator with the expansion, with the publishers, about just to kind of check it out. And full disclosure, I've backed the game myself on Kickstarter. I don't have a copy coming, nothing. So this is just my excitement and a little bit of, I'm going to say, my first impressions. And I say that by way of saying I watched the how to play videos that the publishers have created. I read the rules, and then I've played on Tabletop Simulator one time. So keep all of that in mind as I kind of go through this here. So what Buru is it is a game based on Indonesian culture, and it is a Euro game. However, it's a Euro game that utilizes a blind bidding mechanic. And each turn, you're going to bid 4 of your 5 workers into the 4 different regions, or 5 if you're using the expansion, to get first pick of action there. And then your other worker will simply go fishing. And they're ranked from 1 to 5. And whatever number you keep, that's how many fish you get. That's one of the resources. And there is also clay and ebony and palm leaves are being all of the resources that you have in the game. And you could be using those resources like you do in almost any Euro game. You'll be turning one resource into another resource and then using those resources to buy a thing. And now that you've bought the thing, you then have another power that goes with the thing. You're going to get points with the thing, and Euro game. Along with that, though, there's a little bit of kind of area control mixed into the Euro game, because whoever has the most power in a region is going to get the totem. And then the totem means anytime someone makes a tribute to one of the different spirits, and there's 3 in the base game, and then it becomes 5 if you have the expansion. Get the expansion, it's definitely worth it. Then whoever controls that totem, you're going to get rewarded points as well because you control that totem. And every turn you will go around the board in a circle, doing all of the regions in the same order. Then at the end of 5 rounds, whoever has the most points is going to win. Now, I say whoever has the most points wins, but here's the thing, though. You're not going to know who has the most points because there are a significant amount of end-game scoring conditions. There's these elder cards that you can get, and what do these elder cards do? They give you points based on what you finish the game with. But most of the points are going to come from making offerings, making tributes to these different spirits. And every time you make a tribute, you get to draw a card that has a secret number of points on it. So at the end of the game, you're flipping all these cards over, and someone may be winning a little bit, but then the person in last place, suddenly, boom, they're going to rocket up around the board. So what do I like about this game? Well, as I have come to realize over the past year or so of doing reviews and starting to do a lot more Euro games, I like a lightweight Euro game. I do. I like them when they're fast and quick and there's not a ton of rules overhead, but the rules that are there, they work together and the mechanics really mesh well. So, and this is one of those. I would say this is with the expansion, is a light, medium, or heavy light game. I mean, it's not complicated, nor is it long, and I really do enjoy that. I like being able to just kind of dive in and play and be done and play again. That is really high on my list of types of Euro games. So I really do like that. The art is beautiful, beautiful. And this is the same artist. Ingar is the same artist who did Kleos, which I thought was beautiful as well. And my understanding is that he is Indonesian, and so this really comes from who he is and his own heritage. And I think it shows. It is stunning. Seriously, stunning the way this board looks. And I really, really love it. The next thing that I like is the way the blind bidding works. I'm not necessarily a fan of blind bidding. And one of the reasons why I'm not always a fan of blind bidding is because sometimes you can just outthink someone else or be outthought and you walk away with nothing. But the way this works with the limited number of workers that you have, it is very rare, or at least it seems to me very rare. Again, I've only played the one time, but it seems very rare that you're going to walk away not winning anything. Like it's really bad luck that you don't have any of those totems that you're going to be controlling in a given round. And even if you do poorly, you still get something. When I played, it was a 3-player game. There was never a time when getting last was devastating. I got to do something valuable, and it totally worked. It was still satisfying. It was a bonus if I won and got first pick, but never was there a time where I was like, oh, my turn's ruined. I hate this game. It's not true. I said I hate this game over and over and over again, but I was being tongue-in-cheek. So I really do enjoy that. I really like the expansion. Now, again, I haven't played without the expansion, but I don't want to play without the expansion. That extra area that you go to and the way the mechanics there are just slightly different every time you go. It's not you're picking a spot. It's the worker that you place is going to then move your little canoe a certain number of spaces or up to that number of spaces, which is great. You can go up to that number of spaces and you're going to get an action there. It's just slightly different, but it's not hard to figure out. And that change of pace to me is money. Excellent, excellent change of pace. Now, what are my quibbles with the game? And honestly, I don't have any quibbles personally with the game. Now, does that mean everyone's going to like it? No, everyone's not going to like it because there's a couple of things. One, I said it's a pretty light game. That might not be what you're looking for. It is a pretty light game. Also, one of the things that I know a lot of people really like about Euro games is you can look around the table and you know where you stand. In this game, you don't know where you stand unless you're losing. I think you can probably figure out, well, I don't know who's winning, but I know I'm losing. So that's possible, I think. But because there's so much hidden information in the in-game scoring, you don't know until the end of the game. Now, for me, I like that a lot. But I know some people don't like that. So if that is not your thing, you are not going to enjoy this game. Same thing with the blind bidding. I know a lot of people say, oh, blind bidding, I'm out. And that's fair. That's a fair statement because it is, at its core, about blind bidding. And that, again, that might not be your thing. Now, again, I think this one is, as far as the consequences of blind bidding goes, I think it's actually removed them. And so for me, the things that I don't like about blind bidding games is kind of taken away. But again, that might not be your jam. But really, that's it. That is actually it. Now, I'm also going to do a tag on here. And I want to talk about the use of the cultural consultant in this particular game. And that was one of the questions that I asked. And actually, even on the stream, they answered on the stream. So you can go find that. And towards the end, you can listen to more detail as to what was going on there. But there has been some real valuable discussions having, and go check out everything that Jason Perez does with Shelf Stories, and he provides content for One Stop Co-op Shop as well, but he really breaks things down well and talks about the use of a cultural consultant and cultural appropriation in games and things like that. And so my question to the publisher was, how are you using this consultant? What are you doing? What is their role? How do they take part in the creation of this game? What is it that you have done so it's not just you saying, oh, here's a culture that's unique. Let's slap our mechanics onto that and go with it. And I was satisfied with the answer of how they have a game company in Indonesia that is consulting with them. That they're the ones that says, that they send them things like, even down to color palettes. Like, what's the color palette? What works? They have an artist from the region. And I think those things really help. And on top of that, before they even started, my understanding is that they did their homework. They went and they researched. They researched the region. They researched the history. They looked at the game and they found a period that said, this makes sense. And now how can we take this game to honor and highlight this culture? And the important thing is, and you can agree or disagree with whether that's necessary or not far enough or whatever you'd like, but what's important to me is that people from the region in this game about their culture had a say and still have a say. Now, I had a 10-minute conversation with them about how it works, so I don't know all the details. But I will say, for me, this is a game where they are doing their homework and they are trying to do this right. Now, that doesn't answer the question of should we be making games about parts of another culture's history in general. That's a question that is a valid question. And that's something that you have to grapple with and talk about. But for me, I think I have seen a company that has people with stake in this game, in the creation of this game, in the presentation of this game from the culture, They're doing the research. So for me, that question is answered. I am comfortable continuing to back this game. And I think that's really all I can say on it. But there you have it, folks. That is Buru. This is a mini preview. Again, I played it once. This is first impressions. I'd love to play it again. I'm super excited to try out the solo mode when it's up on Tabletop Simulator to just really dive in. In fact, once it's on TTS, you want to play a game? Let me know. We will play because I'm excited to try this again. So there you have it, folks. As always, if you found this video useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.